All right, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today we'll be picking up in Leviticus 19 through chapter 20. The section is called the set apart ones, or Kodashim. Um, all right, we'll get straight into it. If I remember correctly, this portion is uh, vital to um, I think the social construct of ancient Israel and for the people of Elohim. Again, excuse me for the noise. I have the window open. It is warm up here still, even in the middle of October. But we'll jump right into it and see what the Most High has to say to us. And Yahuwah spoke to Moshe, saying, "Speak to all the children of Yasharel, and say to them, Be Kodesh, for I, Yahuwah, your Elohim, am Kodesh. Each one of you should revere his mother and his father, and guard my Shabbatos. I am Yahuwah, your Elohim. Do not turn to idols, and do not make for yourselves molded mighty ones. I am Yahuwah, your Elohim. And when you bring a peace offering to Yahuwah, bring it for your acceptance. It is eaten the same day you slaughter it, and on the next day, and that which is left on the third day is burned with fire. So if it is eaten at all on the third day, it is abominable, it is not accepted. And he who eats it bears his wickedness, because he has profaned the Kodesh offering of Yahuwah, and that being shall be cut off from his people. And when you reap the harvest of your land, do not completely reap the corners of your field, and gather the gleaning of your harvest. And do not glean your vineyard, or gather every grape of your vineyard. Leave them for the poor and for the stranger. I am Yahuwah, your Elohim. Do not steal. Do not lie. Do not deceive one another. And do not swear falsely by my name, and so profane the name of your Elohim. I am Yahuwah. Do not oppress your neighbor, and do not rob the wages of him who is hired. It is not to remain with you all night until morning. Do not curse the deaf, and put a stumbling. Excuse me. Do not curse the deaf or put a stumbling block before the blind, but revere your Elohim. I am Yahuwah. Do no unrighteousness in right ruling. Do not be partial to the poor, or favor the face of the great, but rightly rule your neighbor in righteousness. Do not go slandering among your people, and do not stand against the blood of your neighbor. I am Yahuwah. Do not hate your brother in your heart. Reprove your neighbor for certain, and bear no sin because of him. Do not take vengeance or bear a grudge against the children of your people. And you shall love your neighbor as yourself. I am Yahuwah. Guard my laws. Do not let your livestock mate with another kind. Do not sow your field with mixed seed. And do not put a garment woven of two sorts of threads upon you. And when a man has intercourse with a woman who is a female servant, engaged to a man, and who has not at all been ransomed nor redeemed, nor freedom given there should be an inquiry. But they are not put to death because she was not free. And he shall bring his guilt offering to Yahuwah, to the door of the tent of appointment, a ram as a guilt offering, and the Kohen shall make atonement for him with the ram of the guilt offering before Yahuwah for his sin which he has done. And the sin which he has done, and the sin which he has sinned shall be forgiven him. And when you come into the land and have planted all kinds of trees for food, then you shall reckon their fruit as uncircumcised. For 3 years it is as uncircumcised to you. It is not eaten. And in the 4th year all its fruit is Kodesh, praises to Yahuwah. And in the 5th year you eat its fruit, so that it increases its yield to you. I am Yahuwah, your Elohim. And in the 5th year you eat its fruit, so that it increases its yield to you. I am Yahuwah, your Elohim. I had to read that over again. Do not eat with the blood. Do not practice divination or magic. Do not round the corners. Do not round the corner of your head, nor destroy the corner of your beard. Do not make any cutting. Do not make any cuttings in your flesh for the dead, nor put tattoo marks on you. I am Yahuwah. Again, I apologize for the noise. You know what? It's a pretty short chapter, so I'll just have to put up with the heat. Okay. Verse 29 of chapter 19. Do not profane your daughter by making her a whore, so that the land does not whore, and the land becomes filled with wickedness. Guard my Shabbatoth, and revere my mikdash. I am Yahuwah. Do not turn to mediums, and do not seek after spiritists to be defiled by them. I am Yahuwah, your Elohim. Rise up before the gray-headed, and you shall favor the face of an old man, and shall revere your Elohim. I am Yahuwah. And when a stranger sojourns with you in your land, do not oppress him. Let the stranger who dwells among you be to you as a native among you, and you shall love him as yourself. For you were strangers in the land of Mitzrayim. I am Yahuwah, your Elohim. Do no unrighteousness in right ruling, in measurement of length, in weight, or in measuring liquids. Have right scales, right weights, a right ephah, and a right hin. I am Yahuwah, your Elohim, who brought you out of the land of Mitzrayim. And you shall guard all my laws and all my right rulings, and do them. I am Yahuwah. And Yahuwah spoke to Moshe, saying, Say to the children of Yasharel, any man of the children of Yasharel, or of the stranger who sojourn in Yasharel, who gives any of his offspring to Molech, shall certainly be put to death. The people of the land shall stone him with stones, and I shall turn my face against that man, and shall cut him off from the midst of his people, because he has given of his offspring to Molech, so as to defile my mikdash and to profane my kodesh name. And if the people of the land at all hide their eyes from the man, as he gives any of his offspring to Molech, and they do not kill him, then I shall turn my face against the man and against his clan, and shall cut him off, and all who go whoring after him, even go whoring after Molech, from the midst of their people. And the being who turns to mediums and to spiritists, to go whoring after them, I shall turn my face against that being and cut him off from the midst of his people, and you shall kadosh yourselves, and the being be kodesh who turns, for I am Yahuwah, to mediums and to spiritists, and you shall guard my laws after them, and I shall turn my face against that being, I am Yahuwah, and cut him off from the midst of his people. And you shall, for everyone who curses his father yourselves, or his mother, and shall certainly kodesh, be put to death. For I am Yahuwah. He who curses his father or his mother, guard my laws, his blood is on him, and do them. And a man who commits adultery, I am Yahuwah, with the wife of another man, kadosh you. For everyone who curses his father, who commits adultery with the wife certainly of his neighbor, be put to death. The adulterer, he who curses his father, the adulteress, or his mother, shall certainly be put to death. His blood is on him. And a man who commits adultery with the wife of another man, the woman who was caught in adultery, who commits adultery with the wife of his neighbor, and the scribes, the adulterer, they took her and brought her to shall certainly be put to death. They said, real quick, in the Torah, this is a note. Moses told us to, the woman who was caught in adultery, when needs the Pharisees put to death, and the scribes, but Yahusha, knowing everything, took her and brought her to Yahusha. A man who commits adultery with the wife said of another man in the Torah who commits adultery with the wife of his neighbor, the adulterer and the adulteress, an adulterer shall certainly be put to death. So it can't just be one of the Yahusha, knowing everything, because it takes two to tango, A man who commits adultery with a wife, that just of another man who commits adultery with the wife. When I read that, because the adulterer and the adulteress shall certainly be put to death, because they didn't know just be the Torah. They failed to, because it takes two to tango. They failed to make him stumble, and that just praise came to mind. That never did stumble. Passage came to mind when I read that, because they were trying to trap him. But verse 11, because they didn't know 20. The Torah, they and a man who lies with the wife of his father has uncovered the nakedness of his father. Both of them shall certainly be put to death. Their blood is upon them. And a man who lies with his daughter-in-law, verse 11, both of them chapter shall 20. Certainly be put to death. And a man who lies with the wife of his father upon them has uncovered the nakedness of his father. And a man who lies with a male shall certainly be put to death. Their blood is upon them. And a man who lies with a male daughter-in-law, both of them shall certainly be put to death. An abomination. They have made confusion. They shall certainly be put to death. Their blood is upon them. Their blood is upon them. And a man who lies, who marries a woman and her mother, it is wickedness. And a man they are burned with fire, who lies with a male, they, as he lies, that there with a woman be no wickedness. Both of them have done an abomination. And a man they shall certainly be put to death. Beast, their blood shall certainly be put to death. And a man who marries a woman and her mother, and a woman who approaches any beast, and they are burned with fire, you shall both kill. He and they, you shall kill the woman, be no wickedness. And they shall certainly be put to death. A man who has blood is upon the beast, and a man shall certainly be put to death. And a man who takes his sister, his father's daughter, a woman who or approaches his mother's any beast, and sees her nakedness, you shall kill. She shall kill the woman and the beast, and she sees his nakedness. They shall certainly be put to death. It is a reproach. Their blood is upon them. They shall be cut off, and a man before the eyes of their people. And a man who takes his sister, has uncovered his father's daughter, or his mother's bears his wickedness, and sees her nakedness. And a man who lies with a woman during her sickness and uncovers her nakedness, sees his nakedness, he has laid bare as a reproach, and they shall be cut off, has uncovered the flow before the eyes of their people. Of her blood, he has uncovered his sister's nakedness, be cut off from the midst of his wickedness. And do not uncover the nakedness of your woman during her sickness, and uncover nor your father's sister. He has laid bare her flow. for that is laying bare
uncovered the flow
one's own flesh
of her blood.
They bear their wickedness.
Both of them shall
And
be
the
cut
man
off
who lies
from the midst
with
of
his
their
uncle's
people.
wife,
He has
and do not
uncovered his
uncover
uncle's
the nakedness of
nakedness.
your
They
mother's
bear their
sister,
sin.
nor
They
your
die
father's
childless.
sister.
For that,
And a man who takes
for that is
his
laying bare
brother's wife,
one's own
it
flesh.
is uncleanness.
They bear
He
their
has uncovered
wickedness.
his brother's
And
nakedness.
a man who lies,
They are
with his
childless.
uncle's wife, he has uncovered his uncle's
And you
nakedness.
shall guard my laws
They
and
bear
my
their
right
sin.
rulings, and do
They
them,
die
so that
childless.
the land where I
And a
am
man who
bringing you
takes
to dwell
his
does not
brother's
vomit
wife,
you out.
it is
And do
uncleanness.
not walk in the
He has
laws
uncovered
of
his
the
brother's
nation,
nakedness.
which I am
They are
driving out
childless.
before you.
For they do
And
not.
you shall
for
guard
they
my
do all
laws
these,
and my right rulings,
and
do
therefore
them,
I loathe
so that
them.
the land where I am
But
bringing
I say to you,
to dwell,
you are
does
going
not
to
vomit
possess
you
their
out,
land,
and do
and
not
I,
walk in the
myself,
laws of the
give it to
nation,
you,
which I am driving
possess it,
out before
a
you.
land flowing with milk
For
and
they
honey.
do not.
For they
I am
do all
Yahuwah,
these,
your Elohim,
and therefore I loathe them.
who has separated you.
But I say to you,
from the
you are
peoples,
going to possess their land,
and you shall
and
make
I,
a
myself,
distinction
give
between
it to
clean
you
beasts
to
and unclean,
possess it,
and between
a land
unclean
flowing
birds
with
and
milk
clean.
and honey.
And do not make
I am Yahuwah,
yourselves
your
abominable
Elohim,
by beast or by bird,
who has
or
separated
whatever
you
creeps on the ground,
from the
which
people,
I have separated
from
and
you
you
as
shall
unclean.
make a distinction
And
between
you
clean
shall
beasts
be
and
Kodesh to
unclean,
me.
and between
For I,
unclean birds and clean.
Yahuwah, am
And do not
Kodesh.
make
I have
yourselves
separated
abominable by
you
beast
from the peoples
or by
to
bird,
be mine,
or whatever creeps on the ground,
and
which I
a
have
man or a
separated
woman in
from
whom
you as unclean.
there is a medium,
And you shall
or
be
who are
Kodesh to me,
spiritists, for
shall
I,
certainly be put to
Yahuwah,
death.
am Kodesh.
They are to
I have separated
stone
you
them
from the
with
peoples
stones,
to be mine.
their blood
And
is
and
upon
a
them.
man or a woman in whom there is a medium, or who are
And
spiritists,
with that,
shall certainly be
it
put to
brings
death.
our Torah portion
They are
to
to stone them
close.
with stones. Their blood
The
is
Torah
upon
portions
them.
are getting a little bit shorter and shorter as the year goes on. Of course, it's supposed to
with
be
that,
read yearly, so
it
that's
brings
probably
our Torah
why they're
portion
portioned out the way they
to
are.
a close.
But I hope this was a blessing to someone. I hope
The Torah
that
portions are
you
getting a
take
little
the
bit
time to
shorter
read
and
it for
shorter
yourself, chapter
as
19
the
through
year goes on.
chapter 20.
And
Of course, it's supposed
I
to be
pray
read
that you have
yearly,
a
so that's
great
probably
Shabbat, and
why
that
they're
you
portioned out the
have
way
a
they are.
great week.
But I hope
Y'all willing,
this
we'll
was
see you,
a blessing to someone. I
next
hope
week,
that
and
you take the
pick
time
up
to
where
read
we
it for
left
yourself,
off.
chapter 19 through chapter 20. And I pray that you have a great Shabbat and that you have a great week. And y'all willing, we'll see you next week and pick up where we left off. Thanks.